This is for all the marbles.
This little lighter Grizz, he's gonna make you jizz.
Or ooh. I was gonna let it riz, but I think we're just going all the way to.
Yeah, just straight to 100.
I like that. I realize I forgot my cup from last time. It's gross.
I also forgot mine, so this is going to be the first episode in many moons that we don't have the official Two Bears, Two Beers vessel. But yeah. I have a good backup, so it's okay.
I don't have a backup, so.
I mean, beer is already spoiled. It's fine.
I've done worse things in my life.
Or you could drink them out of the can.
How are you going to see the beautiful colors?
Well, so I was actually going to be in that boat because the vessel I want to drink out of is my horn. Oh. And then I was like, but wait, old Grizz needs to see him. So I also got I was going to pour like that much so you could see the color. And then I was going to put the rest in the horn.
That's what I'll do. I'll pour just a little bit and have a gross beer so people can see the color.
And then the rest of it just go out of the can.
Like a fucking heathen.
Yeah. You could even just pour it just the tiniest bit in there and not even drink it. Oh my God! You went rogue. You snapped it early. Fine. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted. I got distracted. It was involuntary.
We're off the rails already. We should tell them why.
Okay.
Much like many moons ago when we first started this adventure, we had another a misfire. This time it wasn't us being depressing. This was true technical difficulties. We were impeded. Not on our part. No thunderstorms. I didn't forget to pay a bill. Rudy didn't punch the Comcast guy in the head.
Nope.
This was just, unbeknownst to us, our recording software just didn't want to work. So in light of that, we have already consumed our usual 2 beers allotted for the 2 bears. So I thought it'd be fitting that I would, in honor of those, just give them a fond farewell for what would have been in a glorious episode. Beach haze, sassy little Miami style guy, Santa on the beach. Now I don't remember if I liked it or not. I feel like it was okay. But the one I do remember clearly, and I'm sad that you didn't get to experience with us, is Hoser Juice, a beloved 10.8 beaver with his hockey stick.
That's such a
Canadian flag, haunces, canoes, mounties. And as of time of recording, this is Canada Day, so happy Canada Day, fellow Maples.
That makes me proud to be, I guess, a Texan, but for the Canada version.
It all comes back to Big Tex.
So I'm just redoing mine because mine were in a 4-pack and a 6-pack. So I'm just a little deja vu, like that black cat in the Matrix. But because of that, because of the horrors we went through, and because of the pain, I'm having a 3rd. And with that one, it's one I've had often. Not often, it's been a while. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've had it on here. And so I'm going to introduce a brewery that I do like. From a beer that I do like. This is in old Dallas, Texas. This is a beautiful hazy IPA. Brewed by Manhattan Project Beer.
Oh, shit.
Manhattan Project, super awesome. Great brewery. Great tap room. All their stuff is bomb-based. This is the double Half-Life.
Yes. I remember the first time I watched you consume this, and I was immensely jealous.
This right here is a 8%. This is an 8% that pairs well with aged Gruyere, biscuits, and garlic. The double Half-Life is the Goldilocks of IPAs. It's not that bitter, not too sweet, and not too dry. It's just right. As the name implies, it has all the same characteristics of Half-Life, which is one of their own other beers. It's a great daily drinker. But more, it's juicier, hazier, and a bit hoppier, and definitely higher on the ABV. And yes, it's just as crushable. Bitterness scale, perfectly in the middle.
All right, two things pop in my head as you read us that tantalizing yarn. One, more beer cans need to have pairs with.
Yeah,
I love that. It's fantastic when
same.
you're like, all right, man, what do I want to have for dinner? Now you fucking know. Or at
Yep.
least you know what you're doing as like a snack. So I'm glad you picked that one first because I also got in a bit of a pinch trying to think of three, and I just thought I'd start with one that I've already had before.
Ooh.
One that I enjoy immensely.
Ooh.
One from a brewery we know and love. This is from Flying Monkeys. It is the return of Alien Mastermind, the beloved 10.3% mango hazy triple. So
God damn.
we're most assuredly off to a good start. And to that I say clinky clinky. Mm-hmm. Yep. Just as good as I recall. I forgot to pour it into the horn. This is terrible. I'm drinking out of a glass like a chump.
Like a chum bucket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, let's see. What's new in the world? What's going on with you, fella?
Um, not much. So like, big thing now for me is getting ready to try to make the move. It's like
Mm-hmm.
basically 3 weeks away.
It's coming.
Yeah.
So have we determined is old Grizz being a driving bear? You flying and shipping the
So I haven't
old
really.
vehicle?
That's what I can't like. That's I'm still debating that, to be honest. Because to ship it, it'll probably cost as much as to like drive there, because it's probably won't be that much as far as like gas and stuff goes.
2,000 miles. So you figure what? 4 tanks,
Yeah,
5 tanks.
yeah. And so tank here is like less than $30. I get all north, $40. A little more, a little more north, $50. I think I'll probably cap out like at 60. So like,
I don't think it's going to cost you 60 to fill that in Washington. It's what, $5 a gallon?
yeah,
But you're like 250 in Texas.
yeah,
So yeah, it's double whatever you're paying, I guess.
yeah. So
Shit.
yeah, because I'm averaging like 28 to 31, depending on like where it swings up. 20-30 cents.
Now, do you let your tank go bone dry? Or are you
I
like a fill it halfway kind of fella?
I usually try to fill it at a quarter tank,
Mm.
but there's times that don't happen.
I'm
Typically, I'm a quarter tank, but there's times where like, hey, I didn't fill up yesterday. I got to get to work. I know I have enough to get to work. I'll just put a little bit of gas after I get off of work and then get home. So sometimes when I'm being a little lazy the day before, I've had to run my tank a little close to the end.
ever since they updated cars with the miles till empty sensor,
Mm,
I can't bring myself to fill it until it's like 20. I'm like, all
that's
right.
fair.
Because I know where, like, I know how far I am to the nearest gas station. So I'm like, why am I going to fill it now?
That's fair. So my only reason why I try to fill it a little earlier is that, and I don't know how true this is for newer cars, but I know for older cars, like constantly running it to empty and everything, like it puts wear and tear on your fuel pump.
Does it?
Yeah, and so that's what I learned. So like, I don't know how much of that is an old wives' tale or is it how you know what I mean. But I grew up learning that would put a necessary thing on your fuel pump and everything. So
Well, shit.
try to not.
Now I have to fill up sooner. I don't like that.
Yeah, so but then, yeah, that's with older cars, right? Because most of the knowledge that I learned was like on older cars,
That's fair.
and these newer cars, some of them are a little weird.
They can be, that's for sure.
And my our and the and all Traxel Rose his kin are sunbase.
Yes, that is true. That is indeed true. The other thing, I suppose, though, going for your method would be, what if you're in a traffic jam or you break down? Like you would. I guess you would. I probably should start filling it up sooner. Yeah,
I think a quarter tank's a good.
yeah,
Like
that
I never
seems
got
right.
I never got like the half thing. I guess that's you know responsible. I've also known like I knew a guy that would he was like super money saver wise, but he also like hated the libs, and like he's like these gas prices are terrible, so like he's like the only way you can really kind of save money you go is you fill up every day. He's like
This is
these
this is
gas.
like the Shaq thing.
He's like
Do you
these
know what
gas
I'm
prices.
talking about on the NBA tonight with him and Chuck and Kenny the Jet and Ernie? Have you
I
seen
mean,
that one?
no, I'm not about gas.
There's a thing where Jet was thinking about getting a new car or something, and he was worried about it costing. So Shaq's like, "You just wait till it gets halfway and fill it up. You'll save money." And they were all just trying to explain math to him, and they're like, "That doesn't make any sense. You're not going to spend like yes, you're spending less, but you have to fill it up more
Oh,
often."
so yeah, I mean, so his is a little less dumb than that because he was like, the damn libs are making the gas prices more expensive. It flings back and forth. I fill it up every day. Sometimes I get it at $3. Other times it shoots up at $3.20. But other times it goes down. So he's like, so they don't bleed they don't bleed me dry as much. I get it every single day. I win some, I lose some. It's like playing the stocks.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I mean, I guess fair, but you know how much like time you're wasting.
That that really does seem like a massive waste of time. And
Yeah,
also, it feels like not stocks. It feels like when you're playing Animal Crossing and you purchase the turnips from that lady.
yeah. I mean, it's essentially what it is because basically it's like because sometimes they shoot up overnight and then like you're going from like 280 and then it's like 320 and you're like fuck bro I should have filled up yesterday, but he motherfucker did fill up yesterday. So like you know, and so that's kind of like his thing. He's like should have done it yesterday. I did
I
it
have a,
yesterday.
I have a buddy that swears by using marine fuel.
I've never even heard of this.
So we live near a res that has a place where like boats can come fill up. And you, technically speaking, can put this in a car. And I don't know what the rating would be, but I assume it's something equivalent to premium or maybe even a little bit higher.
Oh,
And from what he says, the gas mileage is 20% higher on average. I'm just scared to do it. Like I'm like,
that's fair.
I don't
I
want
would do it
to.
like an old car. I just
Sure.
to try it
Yeah,
out.
yeah. If
But
I ever
like
fix my truck, yeah, I'll put it
yeah,
in there.
yeah, because like you know, when you just buy a new car, I don't want to do this isn't a vehicle to.
You just don't want to fuck around with it.
Now, an old Traxel Rose is about to be his return, like how his counterpart Axl Rose came back like 20 years later. You know, when Traxel comes back like that, and he's like, you know who you are, you in the gym, you know, he's like that. Then all right, give him a little bit of marine fuel. Then, but
100%.
but for right now, you know, just give him a nice balanced diet. Just
Yeah,
let him live, let him live a little longer.
I'm with you. I'm with you. How is old Hoppenheimer doing over there?
This beer, honestly, so like Double Half Life it's a good crushing beer. I would this one's like a B plus, like a B plus. It's one that's like it's not amazing, but like I think when you try it and you have you're like that's a good fucking beer. That's all it is. It's just a good fucking beer.
Yeah,
You're happy when you drink it.
I'm
You're never
very.
disappointed.
It's one of the ones that you've. I think the only thing that I'm more excited for that you've had that as soon as I come to Texas, the first thing I want to try find is that blackberry sour.
Yeah.
One, because of the art. Two, just because the way you described it, I'm like, oh, that sounds perfect. It just sounds so perfect.
That's so good. Martin House that converted me
Yeah.
single handedly.
It seems like if I were a Texan, it would be my favorite brewery. I think
They're
from
definitely up
everything you've
there.
told me, I think it would be them.
I think Martin House is the most. Um, I think my favorite brewery is still Celestial.
Another great one.
But they just fucking they have the IPAs dialed in like to a ridiculous degree.
Who did Bonjuk? Who did the Banana King?
That's Martin House. See, like Martin House though. Martin House has like the long brews, like barrel aged stuff. Martin House, I think, is more as a whole is completely better because they fucking knock out IPAs. They have amazing sours. They have amazing stouts. All of them have amazing art. It's just one of those where it's just like,
Yeah,
they don't miss.
it seems like they really don't, which is fantastic and very impressive. I also have a confession to make. So today, for the first time in many moons, old Ice Bear went for a scamper. I went for a run because my brother-in-law and I are planning on doing a marathon in October. And I was like, I probably shouldn't just do that day of with no training whatsoever. So I was like, all right, today I'm gonna start. And so I did a 5K. And it was pretty hot today, like warmer than usual for us for sure. So I obviously sweat my ass off. And then Sierra and I went to the gym. And I haven't really had food today. So I will tell you, this here alien mastermind is hitting slightly harder than usual. So I'm going to need you to rein me in. I'm going to need you to clock me on likes per minute. and I will not be offended if I'm rambling.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. That's one, like, nowhere near as crazy as a marathon. That's absolutely wild. But I think the most labor-intensive thing is old Mama Grizz. You try to get me and the Tiger to do a Spartan race with her.
Oh, those look fun.
They look really fun, but I was like, I don't got time for that.
You know, the other thing is, all right, correct me if I'm wrong. Is the Spartan race similar to Tough Mudders in the sense that you like? Okay, so my other concern is pink eye. I don't want to be like mud in my eyes for 2 hours.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I don't think there's as much mud as the Tough Mudders. Those are a little wild, but basically you have to. Well, that was powerful.
I remembered that the people like it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I should stop going away from the mic. I'm being bashful.
You know what that reminds me of? And it's one of my all-time favorite movies ever. Is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 with Taka and Razor.
Is that the one with Shredder in the?
Or not? Yeah. So it's with the Use, right? And so they to fight him, Shredder and the scientists they make. I think it's like a wolf. It's like a wolf pup and a fucking snapping turtle, and they make Taka and Razor, and to fight them, and like it's like one of the best things ever in that whole thing, and like it's so it's going. They finally unveil Taka and Razor where they have the cage of the wolf pup and the fucking snapping turtle. They put the ooze and they come out all crazy and they start banging on the doors to try to get released. But they're so they go out and they're going as he releases them and Shredder's like Taka Razor, right? It's like you shall call me master. And then the two like they're out there and they're like Taka the wolf is like he's like Mo Mama. And then the snapping turtle's like, oh, mama. And then they all start hugging him. And then Shredder's pissed off and he's like, babies. They're both babies. Because they are babies. And then they imprint it on Shredder as their mom.
Oh, that's so good.
I fucking love that scene so much, but I don't know right now, like what she just did just sort of shot me back to like them.
You're welcome. I'm glad you got to relive that. So I don't know if this happens to you, but occasionally when I'm driving and I'm listening to whatever we've put out, so like I was listening to the episode 15, there are certain things that I don't remember us talking about
Oh,
at all.
1000%.
And
1000%.
those are the funniest parts. We're like, when the fuck did we say that? And I'm just cackling in the car on the way to work. It's such a fun thing. And then I'm immediately like, is this funny to anyone other than us? Probably not. I think it's just you have to be privy to the moment to enjoy it. But that's the best thing about this. Even if it never amounts to anything, the harfs during and then the post harfs, oh, so worth it. So fucking worth it.
Because there's some of them, and what's funny is like thinking about it. I'm trying to think of like specific ones, but there are some that just catch me completely off guard that I totally forgot about.
Well, the one that got me the other day, I was in line at the drive-through, and it was the part where you had left to grab your second beer, and I called you a communist and a Che Guevara sympathizer, and I totally forgot I did that. And then when you came back, I was just like, I was telling the people that I loved you and you're a great guy. And then when I left, you're like, yeah, Ice Bear's a great guy. It was like the reverse moral compass of the one where I was like, you should donate to animal shelters. It was the exact opposite of that.
Oh shit, that's so funny. There was, oh man, there's been a couple where I totally forget we talk about, or like we just mention a random thing,
Mm-hmm.
And it just kills me. I forgot there was one specifically. I forgot. It's gonna fucking kill me. But I remember. What's funny is I remember even editing it too. But I like blow through the edits as fast as possible. And you had heard it, listened to it before I re-listened to it after, and you had said something about like mentioning what was said, and we were cracking up, and I was like, oh yeah, but I didn't completely remember it. And then I listened to it back, and I was like, fucking dying laughing. And right now, I can't even remember it. Which is even funnier.
Was it Bat Nipples?
No, it wasn't Bat Nipples.
Bat Nipples is really good. One of the other things I've been thinking about as we've been going along with this, because I feel like both of us are having more fun as this goes along, and we're enjoying the post episodes more and more. I'm wondering for an outsider, there's got to be a point where like, yeah, you can just skip the first like X number of episodes. And I'm wondering, where is the episode that it's dialed in enough that we're kind of proud of it?
That's true. That's a good point. That's one thing, because that's a very real thing, right? Like, it's kind of like how much of these episodes are shitty, or like where we get to a point where like it's a thing,
right? Because it certainly there's self-indulgent moments, but also I think episode 2 or 3 was the first NFL or the NBA or the mascot thing.
Yeah,
which I do think is amusing because it has a wide fan base. So of course you'd be interested because we're talking about something relevant to more than us. But at the same time, there's some good harfs along the way.
Yeah, especially with like every time we nostalgia bait, it's not bad.
Yeah, there's definitely something to, if you're between, I don't know, what would you say, like 30 and 40?
Yeah.
Like if you're in that age range, I think we reminisce about things that are relevant. Probably the Zoomers are totally lost, and definitely Gen X and Boomers are like, what the fuck are these shits talking about?
I think Zoomers would probably be less lost because like the whole 90s wave came back in the early 2000s. Okay. You know what I mean?
I mean, you'd know better than me because you have the Cub, but I don't know what the Utes like. I just know my socks are now nerdy.
Yeah, I've always been. I was nerdy then, but I'm hip now. I'm hip to the jive.
You have the quarter socks.
So I didn't, of course. I wear crew. I wear crew socks that kind of just slide down.
You son of a turkey!
But I always wore boots growing, so I'd like constantly. Damn. That was good.
I was going to lean away, and I was like, no, I'm just going to fully commit every time tonight.
That's beautiful. I love it.
I should clean the microphone. This is disgusting.
Should we go on to the next one?
The next beer?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm ready to go. Alien Mastermind, by the way, it stays an A. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm really happy I started with that.
Double Half-Life, I think B+ is good. Honestly, it's just a fucking solid beer. When they say it's the Goldilocks, like it's not too bitter, not too everything. Like it's truly is. It's just one it's an 8%, so it's good ABV. Not super bitter, not super juicy, not super hobby. It's fucking perfect. While you going, I'm going to give this. Okay, so these next two beers were my beers for our first time we tried to drink, and we are going to see. Maybe we'll upload whatever salvageable. This one beer is from a brewery that I do like. So this is actually very disappointing. And the name is fucking amazing because if anybody knows me, I'm a really big fan of Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are.
So,
Big Tex.
Everything about this is something I should like, and it fell very short. And I was hugely disappointed. I couldn't hide it. I was having a very bad time.
You're having a meltdown.
So this is from Texas Ale Project. They're a great brewery. They're probably the closest brewery to me. This is a Blood Orange IPA. They say it's bright and juicy. It's a 6.5. It's called Texas Blood. Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is
I'm proud of you for getting this out of the way first. Good job.
So this is Texas Blood, and I kind of got it because like Texas Blood sounds cool as shit. There's also a song from a band called Upon a Burning Body, which is from my hometown. They have a song called Texas Blood Money, and the chorus is "Everything is bigger in Texas." Loaded double barrel, blow them to pieces. Right, like. But anyways, good song. But yeah, this is Texas Blood. It's a blood orange IPA. Everything about this should be the citrus bang bang. Everything about this should be
it seems
amazing.
Like it should be really good.
And so we'll see if this falls short again, because this really it really left me a little sour.
You did seem sour last time. So, all right, two things I'm going to go with. One, I have to confess again. I am clearly feeling the alien mastermind because
Mind control.
one thing that yes, the mind control, but one thing I do when I start to get buzzed or tipsy is I'm like hyper fixating on the timer, and I never do that the rest of the time. Because most episodes we get, I'm like, how the fuck are we at 2 hours already? But now I'm like, 28 minutes and 12 seconds. Okay. 28 minutes and 14 seconds. Okay. And I'm just like watching the clock, like, what? It seems like longer. No, it seems like shorter. And I just like fixate on it. So, yes, I'm having a hoot. Don't pollute. Tootsie Rolls. I'm the little owl. My second beer is also from Flying Monkeys.
Ooh.
So I have high hopes because they never fail.
Ooh.
And this brings together many things that I like.
Ooh.
1, Flying Monkeys. 2, a relatively strong beer. It's a 7. 3, Dia de los Muertos vibes on the art.
Love it. Ooh, I love that. Oh, yeah, I really love that.
And then 3, C, D, I don't know what point I'm on. Superman, because this is Kryptonite 7.0 Smooth Lager.
All right, I dig that. I really do like. Dude, Flying Monkeys has great fucking art. Super psychedelic, but like in all the cool ways, you know?
I just like them because they seem like they don't give a fuck, which is one of the things I appreciate in a person and a company more than anything. Yeah. Just do what you enjoy. Which is looping back to the start of this. It's one of the reasons that I'm happy that we just fucking do what we want. Do what you enjoy. Do what you like. So I do want to read this because they tend to give really good descriptions. Kryptonite 7.0 Smooth Lager. Beer form Kryptonite is a smooth, energetic lager with its own extra-dimensional energy. Pour this irresistible liquid in your face and all Earth's weak liquids shall kneel before you. Sneaky with its power, this 7% lager scoffs at human thirst with a fresh, dry finish. All hail Zod. So I'm amped for the beer, and I'm ready for Superman. This time I'm going to remember to do it in my horn. So I'm just going to give you a taste of the color.
Here's the color. Here's the color of the blood orange. This should be your first indication that this is not very blood orangey.
That is a strange color for a blood orange. Okay. Kind of an oddly reminiscent color, actually.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Salute. Okay. So
go.
Here's the thing. I'm very excited to use my horn. And I'm also very excited because I think using the mango as my start was a very wise choice. Because more than any other episode that we've done, I'm feeling it midway in. And I think that might have something to do with my high praise for this. But it's great. Right off the initial it's great.
That's good. So I will with this first thing, I'm hoping because it's just colder, but I did get more orange this time than I did last time.
Well, that's good. That's something.
But here's the thing. So caveat to that is I got more like orange zest, like the orange oil flavor as opposed to like blood orange. But I'm hoping.
Bless you.
More thinking. More. I'm hoping that I would get. I'm gonna get more throughout, so we'll see. That's powerful.
So one thing that keeps coming up when I talk to the seal about our episodes is, and earlier in this episode you mentioned the phrase "daily drinker." Do we have drinking problems? Should we explore that?
No,
we're fine. We're both okay.
I think we're probably. The Tigers told me the same thing, but like, also she has an issue with me drinking 0-calorie soda.
Nerds.
And I was like, there's literally no repercussions to it. Like,
I also got yelled at for drinking 0-calorie soda the other day. I was drinking Pepsi Zero, the electric, the blue one.
Yeah, there's no repercussions to it. It's a nice, cool, fizzy drink. There's technological advancements for a reason. That's one of them.
So, from what I understand, presumably there are some things that are bad about it, but let's just...
Yeah,
it's more fun to ignore them.
The cancer thing, the fact they gave, like... the
cancer.
Well, the fact that they, like... the whole aspartame thing, but they, like, pumped that rat full of, like, 100 times its body weight in aspartame. Like, oh, it gives you cancer. Well, no shit. When you have 100 times your body weight or something, yeah, shit's gonna go bad.
20,000 pounds of aspartame.
But, like, they, like, pumped that motherfucker's chock full, and it's like, I can't believe he got fucking cancer or some shit wrong with him. Yeah, no shit.
Can you imagine if we had 20,000 pounds of aspartame?
Exactly. So, again, you can go fuck all the way off about the cancer thing.
All right.
I ain't no rat.
I need you to correct my memory banks because I'm not sure. Way back when, in our podcast of yore, the Senpai Strength podcast, did we ever have Fred? Did we have Dex on there?
We did not.
Shit. Okay. So I know you know him though.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of us and by extension the show. So he had posted a thing on the gram recently where he was flexing, and his bicep looked the size of a fucking person next to him. So I had messaged him. I was like, looking good, bro. Like, I feel like you've got to be like a 27-inch bicep. And he's being bashful about it and pretending to be coy. And he said, and I think he's just sparing my feelings. I think he's being a nice guy because he said he checked and 17. And I'm just like, bro, I like mine is 18. So there's no fucking, unless my body dysmorphia is so fucking insane right now that I'm just bigger than people that in my brain look 3 times as big as me. It doesn't make sense.
Well, the thing is, also you're like, what? Because you're taller than me too. What? You're like 6'2"?
I'm 6'1".
6'1"? Okay, yeah. So if you're that, body proportions are different. If our boy's young or shorter, right?
I have no sense of how tall he is.
Yes, if you put 5'10", 5'8", like
that's true.
The smaller shit they look fucking stacked and jacked as fuck.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, whatever he's doing, he looks great, and congrats to him. That is one thing. This is one thing I don't think we've ever really gone into on this version of the show. We both enjoy lifting. I don't think we've ever even talked lifting even a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think so actually. Like not once.
Interesting.
It's kind of weird talking. It's kind of weird talking lifting like when we're just getting drunk.
Yeah, because this is like the exact opposite of. We're just punishing ourselves. You remember all that work you did like 2 hours ago in the gym? You're kind of fucking it up right now. You're kind of doing the exact opposite of what your body needs. You should be hydrating and getting protein and having a nice meal, but no, you're fucking destroying the work you did.
It's fun though.
It is. Okay. So yes, it is fun. I 100% agree. But I remember years ago, I think it was just you and me. I don't think it was the whole group. I think it was just you and me. And it was something to the effect of someone was saying, like, it's really nice, like, getting ripped and feeling yourself at a lower body fat and look in the mirror. And then you said something to the effect of, yeah, but getting fat's fun too. And it's like, it's pretty fucking fun.
It's true. Look, I've been lean and I've been fat. They're equally as fun for different reasons. And you're not equally as miserable, probably a little more miserable being fat towards the end of the days, like after like psychological reasons. But like overall, you're pretty upset about shit on both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Just different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But both are fun. Getting there, both are fun. Just saying.
They are both fun. So I guess it boils down to just fucking enjoy yourself. Do whatever you want to do. Fuck it. Do what you like.
The thing is, like, bro,
freedom.
You can get jacked and also have some beers. Now, will you be as jacked if you had no beers? No. But can you still be jacked and have beer? Yes. 1,000%.
Oh. I should make that a mission. I should make that a tactical mission for the podcast. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. All right, what's today? Today is July 1st, as of recording.
No, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to try to get jacked and think while you're also training for a marathon. That's completely opposite things.
But, okay, but you have to realize, like, normie jacked is just being cut.
That's true. Okay,
like, just being
that's
lean.
actually fair. Yeah,
and I'm already I'm a bigger human being. So if I just get cut, I'm jacked by normie standards.
True. Because like the old photos of you and you're like shredded as fuck, like when you were like really fucking shredded. How much lighter were you? Like 20, 30 pounds?
50.
If that. 50?
50.
Oh yeah, because you never broke 200 at that point, right?
Yeah. When I'm like 8-pack, I'm 160, 165.
Yeah, that's
true.
And
right now I'm like 215.
Yeah, it's just true because I remember that time you had never broke 200. That was the whole reason why
I couldn't get there, and I tried.
Yeah,
you know what the secret is? You want to know the secret? America, Canada,
drinking and eating,
and drinking is it's mainly just like have a wife that cooks for you.
That's fair.
Like having meals that you want to eat and that you have seconds of, that goes real quick.
it's real easy to force feed when like it's voluntary and it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm
Because
telling you,
like if I'm making food for myself, and that was part of the problem because
it's straight just fuel. Like it's just utilitarian.
Egg whites, protein shakes.
It's just utilitarian, right? Yeah,
the occasional corn dog challenge from Sonic.
I still think I had Sonic yesterday actually, but yeah. So for me, it's like the opposite. Like me, I love to cook. I grew up cooking my entire life. So when I'm with the tiger, I cook these elaborate. I cook a good breakfast, a good lunch. I cook these elaborate dinners and stuff because spoiler and all that good stuff, right? Like
chef,
treat it good, right? But when I'm just cooking for myself, fucking white rice, ground beef, and some eggs on top, and I'm fucking ketchup on it, and I'm fucking set, right? Like,
yeah.
Or a slab of fucking steak, hot Cheetos, and an avocado, and I'm fucking set, like And I'm fucking happier than a clam. Like I'm good, right?
The alligator pear is the best fat in the world, in my opinion. It's so good. Have you ever had an avocado where you scoop the pit out and just fill that little hole with ketchup?
No, but I was
fucking do it.
I mean,
do
like
I
eat like avocado ketchup often in dinner, so like I'm sure it's great.
You do it where you either fill that entire pit with ketchup or fill the entire pit with sriracha.
Oh, I bet it's fucking
and that's it's fucking fire. It's so good.
I bet it's great. You said alligator, and I was like, oh fuck, I fucking love gator. Gator is one of my all-time favorite proteins ever.
Remember the night you and I were talking? We were like looking up protein, like the macros of all the weird animals. It was like gator and bison
gators.
What was the bird? There was some bird that freaked us both out.
Was it ostrich?
Yeah, it was that. Yeah. Shit, ostrich, man.
I gotta see this.
We should eat more ostrich.
Ostrich burgers are dope. They're good.
It's one of those things where I feel bad for people that aren't adventurous with their foods, because there's so many like proteins out there that are. It's just a totally different flavor. You just don't know until you know.
Like, oh, come on, man! This fucking dude. Honestly, nothing beats a fucking gator, bro. Like 3.5 ounces of gator, right? 3.5 ounces, so quarter pound of gator. 230 calories, 7 grams of fat, 46 grams of protein. For a quarter pound of meat.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
1 pound of meat is almost your daily intake.
Don't get me wrong. I will eat that all day, and I will love it. But my favorite protein by far and forever will be bison.
Oh, you're bison. Yeah, I think it's like cow but sweet. Like there's a small sweetness to it.
And like that slight metallic tinge to it. So I don't think there's anything better.
So there's a company in Texas called Force of Nature. They're dope as fuck. They have their farms like a little like south of San Antonio. I don't know, southeast. So like going to Kerrville.
Big old women.
The big one from San Antonio.
Big old cows.
And it's Force of Nature that they have ground beef. They primarily sell ground beef. They sell other stuff, but they sell ground beef. They have bricks of ground beef. They have bricks of ground venison. They have bricks of ground elk. They don't really have it as much now, but they do have ground elk here and there. And they have ground bison, right, which is great. It's dope. Awesome. But they have this ancestral blend, right? And every time anybody's ever like kind of like getting into carnivore or like doing whatever shit, and they want to kind of eat more organ meats, they have this ancestral blend. So they have this like this cow ancestral blend where it's just like it's ground beef mixed with so it's ground beef liver, ground beef heart, and intestines. So it's like putting the organ meats with the meat. It's fucking dope as shit. And then they came out with this fucking like chicken ancestral blend where it's like the chicken organs. It's like it's dope. It's good.
Okay, sorry. Brief aside, because I can't let this go because a lot of people find it gross. If you've never had chicken liver or chicken feet I'm looking at you, fellow whites. Try it. They're
Dude, chicken
both
feet,
phenomenal.
chicken feet, like grilled chicken feet, especially like the Korean ones where you have like that gochujang glaze.
Oh, or in a
Um,
soup.
uh, I prefer the grilled to the soup, because when it's in the soup, it gets a little too gelatinous for me.
Oh, that's fair.
But when it's grilled and you see you have like the little like it's a tiny crunch, it's almost non-existent, but it's there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then it's like soft and like almost jello like, and it's because for me like I don't like organ meat, like I don't mind liver solid, sweetbread solid, I don't mind that, but like intestine, like tripe and like tripa and stuff, I'm not a huge fan of, right? Because I don't like how spongy it is and springy. It's
Mm.
completely texture thing. I fucking hate it, right?
Mm.
But like jellyfish, similar springy texture, but the fact that you have the cartilage in it and you have that crunch inside it, it
Mm.
takes that away, so I can eat that. Because like when I eat jellyfish, because like so there's an izakaya here in Dallas called Yama, that's dope, and you can get what is it, gata gata, right? Like so like jellyfish, and it's just chopped up jellyfish and this like and this sausage and this dope, right? Like we eat it between some sushi stuff and beer. It's fucking solid. But every time I get the first bite I have, the first chew I get, I'm always like, because of it's like the gelatinous, and then I get to the crunch, and I'm like, all right, and it's
All
fine.
right.
And then after that, like I'm good. But like, it's always just that first like bite, and it's like springy.
Mm.
It always for everything. It always like I always have this visceral reaction of where it's just
Interesting.
completely textural, like texture.
I'm
Texture's
trying to
huge for
think
me.
if there's anything texture-wise that bothers me. Oh, you know what one bothers me that a lot of people like and actively seek out? If you make your own pudding at home, pudding skin.
I've been curious because I've seen it in like Rugrats and just random shit, but I've never actually like
I
heard
don't know
about it.
what it is, man. It bothers me. I don't like it. But I know now they're to the point where they're selling like pudding skin singles.
Really?
Apparently people really like it.
So what is pudding skin exactly? Because like I never like really understood it. Is it like you leave pudding out and it's like it hardens at the top?
No. So if you make pudding at home and you put
Yeah.
it in the fridge to congeal or whatever it's doing in the fridge, the very top layer becomes more solidified, and it's
Mhm.
almost to the extent of a not a slice of cheese. You know what it's like? It's reminiscent of the casing from jerky.
Mm.
So it's just a weird. For me, it's too solid because pudding, in my mind, I should have a spoon, take
Yeah.
it in, and it's just like melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
But with a pudding skin, if you have that on there, you spoon it, and then there's just this weird, like you're like you want to pull it out.
Yeah.
That's my immediate reaction every time.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah. I
guess
don't.
there's a handful of people out there that just want to scoop that off the top of it, like chop down a pudding skin.
Yeah. I don't think I can fuck with that. I genuinely don't think. I don't
No,
think
it's
I
not
can.
for me.
I don't think I can fuck with that.
But to each their own. So good for you, pudding skin lovers. Looking at you. Hold on. Who's number 4? Who's number 4 on the list? Pakistan was 3. Is it 4 Russia or India?
India.
Looking at you, India. If you wanna be a podium holder like Pakistan, you should stop munching on the pudding skins.
That's true.
I know it's you.
1000%.
You're supposed to rein me in when I'm being crazy.
I think no. I think that's totally valid. India, you step the fuck up. I don't know if I can tell you.
Our 3 listers in India are like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never had pudding in my life.
It's like, fuck you guys. I don't want to listen to you anymore. It just reminds me, okay. One of my favorite genres for random videos is like the random Indian guy that like is trying to like be, I don't know, maybe I guess viral, but like trying to be a not self-help, but like like the alpha male, like do work, fucking Sigma Grindset kind of thing. So it's like the random Indian guy that tries to be like a Sigma Grindset kind of thing, but like there's obviously a slight language barrier. Like English is not his first language, right? Like so it's like there's a slight language barrier. The cadence is just weird, and it's just like try hard, but it's like super serious.
I don't know this guy, but please
I
continue.
No, but there's a lot of guys like this, right? I have
Okay.
one that I really like, but this type of video, like I fucking love. It is. I've sent so many videos of this to the tiger. She's like, "You really like this guy, huh?" And I'm like, and I'm just like, it's so good in all the wrong ways, but I love this guy so much. And if it, like, you know what? That's what we're gonna do.
Oh
Where's
no,
this
are we
guy
gonna
at?
find one?
Where's this guy? I'm pulling up one of his videos.
Well, you're finding this. I'm gonna tell you what that made pop in my head. I really like the Korean dude that is flirting with foreigners.
Oh, the Hongdae guy, dude! I fucking love the Hongdae guy.
Do you live
alone?
Open-minded.
Do you live alone? Dude, I have like. Did you see the video where he's like your sleep paralysis demon is a Hongdae guy?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
he's so
good.
fucking great.
It's so good with this fucking leather jacket, just sitting there being a maniac.
And then he's just like leaning on her, and well, yeah, just do you live alone? I tell that to the tiger. I tell that to the tiger like all the time.
That guy is so good.
Why don't you put your number on my iPhone 16 Pro Max? It's so good. He's so fucking good. That dude is like one of the best guys online right now, and I don't think it's even close.
He's definitely up there. And every time I see him, I go really back and forth on whenever the seal and I finally have like the time and funding to go on vacation. I go really back and forth between Japan and Korea because it's going to be one of those because she's never been to either, and I love both. And I think it's Korea because for everything about Japan, Korea's just cheaper.
That's fair. So like one of the things like, so I haven't like talked about the tiger, but it's one thing I've been thinking about with the tiger, and it's like, I think if we can just do a week vacation, I think Korea is the way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Japan needs to be at least 2 weeks.
I think so. Yeah.
So, like, if you could only go out for 2 weeks or for a week, 5 days, it has to be Korea.
So one thing about Korea is Seoul is very reminiscent of New York in the sense that from I don't know. I can't remember the Korean word for it, but like the district, like borough, the borough equivalency.
Oh yeah,
like the difference between parts of Seoul are like Harlem to Manhattan. Like they're drastically different. So you can stay in Seoul the whole time and have a wildly diverse vacation. So you can go to Lottie World and you could go to Dongdaemun. You can be in this giant street mall with like 5,000 mom and pop vendors, and then 15 minutes later you walk to a mall that feels like you're 20 years in the future. So I have nothing but good things to say about
the different
Seoul.
poverty line.
Yeah. And great food and great bar culture and great they're good to foreigners. I don't know. I assume that's because also I try and be very respectful and take the time to learn language and that shit. But Korea was great. I have nothing but good things to say about it. Get Korea in the top 10. Pakistan's ahead of you, Korea.
Come on, Korea, let's go. Look, I like Dungeon Young. I love it, actually. So let's make this happen. Dude, I'll drink 2B fucking height edition. Let's go.
You
Like,
give me Cass all day, every day. I'll have that and fucking soju.
all right, we're doing Let's crack our third one, and then I'll show you this guy. I fucking love this guy. This guy's one of my favorite guys of all time right now.
Okay, here's what you should do then, because I not only have to grab my third one, but I have to bear tinkle. So I'm gonna say show them a Hongdae Moon guy.
Hey, yeah, I'll add him.
I'll be back.
Our name's Sean Solo, right? Everybody, y'all have to know this guy. If y'all don't know this guy, it's kind of an issue, all right? This guy is fucking awesome. This guy, so he's a Hongdae boy, right? And there's a debate between like, is he just a cool guy playing a Hongdae boy, like which is which they're basically like the Korean fuckboys. So is he playing the fuckboy role, or is he a fuckboy? Just they can play nice sometimes. So let's see. Let me see if I can find him. Here, search. All right, let's do it. Let's do a video. Oh, perfect. We're talking about the gym. We're doing a gym video. You ready for this? Let's see. Share screen. Entire screen. We're going. Share. Oops. I fucked up.
How did it go?
I fucked up. We're doing this screen.
No. Oh no! What happened? So the whole time while I've been gone, nothing has been going on. I was just tinkling, and the people were watching nothing.
Entire screen. Here we go. System audio. Here we go. So I'm showing the Hongdae guy right now. We're talking about the gym. We're going gym.
I love it.
Oh, I have 2 left.
2개?
Yeah.
혹시 여기 매일 오세요?
네.
되게 열심히 하는 모습 되게 멋있어요.
Oh, thank you.
We see you every day. You work very hard.
Oh, yeah. It's been 2 months now.
2 months.
Yeah.
Your discipline very inspire.
Not the Vita Coco.
Lost more weight.
You on the diet?
Yeah.
Then I know the perfect cardio machine for you.
Oh, really? Where?
응?
Oh.
혹시 스트 남았어요?
Oh, I have 2 left.
2개?
Yeah.
He's awesome. This guy's fucking great. Love this guy.
The leather jacket and the shorts is
so good. Now, we need to crack open a beer for this next guy because it's fucking great. So, busting open the Soot Sprite.
All right. Well, because we failed on every other attempt, let's do the 3, 2, 1 for this one.
We're gonna sink this one.
Swiggity diggity do.
All right, I will go. Celestial Beer Works, technical skill set, 10% beautiful triple IPA with Strata Galaxy and Strata Hop Hash. Phenomenal. This one saved the day from the terrible Texas Blood, which honestly was way better this time.
Cold helped.
Cold helped tremendously.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
So I'll give them that. But technical skill set, Celestial Beer Works. I love y'all. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. I'm just doing Kryptonite 7.0 again.
That's totally fine. Oh my fucking god. All right, here. I'm going to pour this so you can see this right here in this little screen.
Which, by the way, for our Superman fans and our beloved Grizz aficionados, it's an A. Flying Monkeys just is it's the Canadian equivalent of Martin House's Flying Monkeys.
I believe it. Look at this fucking color.
Can you imagine if they did a collab? That is a beautiful color. I'm excited for you. Wait, I can't remember because I've seen you drink this already, and I can't remember your reaction. But it was better than the first one. I know you were. I know you were like not disappointed anymore.
I smelt this, and my fucking like jowls are watering.
So that's actually an interesting thing about the Kryptonite 7.0, and I think it's indicative of the fact that both of us don't generally enjoy lagers. The smell is bad. Like, if I was basing my rating off the smell, I'd be like, ugh. But the taste is fantastic, and it's very light, and it's very easy to drink. I also think I'm enjoying drinking out of the horn again.
The horn's, it's a good vessel. Like, especially since I'm going to Washington, like I'll be in Seattle. I kind of want to see if I can get like a Longhorn mug.
You should. You should.
I'm trying to say I gotta balance it out. All right, so this guy here, I fucking love. So again,
what did I do? Why am I so messy right now?
Oh, Lord.
I totally overflowed it. I'm covered in froth. All over the brand new Reputage shirt.
I mean, you know.
God, terrible. All right, well, sorry.
So here we go. So this guy right here. So yeah, one of my favorite genres is of like, it's with like mainland Indian guys, or mainland in general, but specifically Indian guys, where they try to do like the Sigma Grindset stuff, and it's like serious, or it dances the line if you don't know if he's self-aware or he's serious in this like Sigma Grindset thing. But,
I'm ready.
I fucking love it. It hits so hard, and I love everything about it. This guy right here.
I don't know where we're going with this, so I'm excited.
6. We're gonna go to his things. Let's hit it with a. All right. Actually, let me see if I can find. Let's see.
I like the energy. He's got a vibe about him.
He does. Again, I really hope it's self-aware. But like it dances a line so well that I don't know if it is self-aware or not.
Oh, interesting.
And that's what makes it so good.
Very
ready?
Interesting. Yes, I'm ready. Please.
Girls are drug addicts after marriage. Brother, some girls are drug addicts after marriage. The son-in-law gets the reason. At the point she's career, the good boy got drunk. Some girls are
What did you just make me watch? That meant nothing to me. You're better than this. Find a different one, because based on that, I do not understand what you like about this.
No, that's why it's great, because it's not good.
No, I'm not participating. You have to convince me, and that did not. I'm willing to accept more evidence, but that was a bad first showing.
No, it's bad, and that's why it's great. Are you ready for this? Let's do.
Yes, I'm emotionally and mentally prepared.
So, bro, you are thinking of do it later, but always remember, working 2 hours is better than 4 hours of thinking. So, bro, you are thinking.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? If you'd started with that, I would have understood.
Someone make noise. Never mind. $1,000 wallet. Always be silent. Coin only can make noise. You remember that? I am silent.
All right. Hold on. So based on...
Bro, don't get distracted.
Based on this, do I need to start doing motivational videos in broken Spanish or Tagalog or Japanese?
We gotta hit him with fucking one of these. Yeah, like ready for this?
All right, give
Right
me
here.
another. Give me one more.
Talking about the boys. Keep your mind on straight. Don't get distracted.
Dear bro, don't get distracted by the beauty of girls. Just stay focused on your goal. Dear bro, don't get distracted by the beauty.
I fucking love this guy.
Okay.
Dear bro, don't get.
I couldn't help but notice as he peeled off in his motorcycle, the building in the background was not Bill's. It was just a
Block
shell
me,
of a building.
it's okay. Ignore me, not problem. But be prepared to charge me.
There you have it.
Block me, it's
There you
okay.
have it.
Ignore me, not problem. But be prepared to charge me. Block me, it's okay.
Are you mewing at me? Are you mewing?
That's what he's doing.
Oh God, you fucking youths! Oh
That's so
no,
great. That's so good.
you're a Z, aren't you? You're not even a millennial.
No, I think I am a millennial.
No, you're a filthy Z. You're a skibbity toileter.
Nah, if I say I'm that, I just look like the moms clinging to their youth.
Hold on. I'm doing this in my head because I don't want to release your birthday to the public because I know you have Pakistani stalkers. Thank you for being number 3, Pakistan. Yeah, you're like 3 years younger than me. It's not a big gap.
But it's not a huge gap.
Yeah. So yeah, you're a millennial. You're a millennial because the seal is actually the millennial cusp.
Oh, she's almost a Z?
She's right on the cusp. If she was like 2 months younger, she'd be a Zer. But she's also a millennial.
Yeah, Tiger, I think, is still strictly millennial.
What year? 93? 4? 5?
3.
3. Yeah, she's definitely a millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weird thing is she's 2 days off of my younger brother.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's exactly 2 days off.
That feels weird.
The weird thing is that, like, Tuesday's the thing. So, like, for me, like, my cousins, like, I'm 2 years younger than my cousin. My brother's 2 years younger than me. I have another cousin that's 2 years younger than my brother. Like, Tuesday's like it's just a number that's like normal.
That's the just acceptable Latino split. That's just, all right. It's been 2 years.
Say, we get pregnant young, but we ain't no Irish twins. That's for sure.
Dude,
that's a different type of Catholic.
You are you ready for a wild one? So on my dad's side, you have. So they're all still alive. You have 74, 72, 68, 60, 50.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, my youngest uncle is not like he's much younger. And it was to the point where like objectively an accident. Like they thought they were incapable at that point.
That's fair because I mean, like, look, that happens. I know plenty of Mexican families that have where like their uncle or like aunt is
older than
6 months older than like their niece. You know what I mean?
Yep. I've seen that situation a lot too. Okay, so are you ready for a good one?
Shoot.
Okay. bear with me because I'm gonna have to remember the good one. So you might have to stall for me. This is the quality content that Pakistan's here for. Fuck, what were we? Oh no, this is terrible. I don't remember what we're talking about at all.
Irish twins age gap. I'm not talking about where the uncle is like the same age, just months apart from their niece.
Yeah. We were talking about that. We were indeed talking about that. All right, let's move on. If I remember it, I'll come back to it.
That works.
It's going to be a massive waste of time otherwise. And I will just interject aggressively.
Yeah, you got enough responsible points to be like, nah, fuck that. This is what we were talking about earlier. Double.
I think this is an A.
An A.
It's very enjoyable. It's a smooth kryptonite lager. Okay. All right, I remembered it. So, my youngest uncle, and again, this is like a 20-year age gap with my oldest uncles and my dad. When he was a baby and a toddler, and they were kind of like, watching over him, so picture him in like a bassinet or crib. One of the things that they loved to do, that is insanely fucked up looking at it in hindsight, is, and for context, my uncle's name is Sam. They would say, "Good boy, Sam. Good boy." "Bad boy, Sam. Bad boy." They just wanted to fuck with this concept of good and bad. They would say bad soothingly in a very gentle tone, and they'd say good super aggressively. And I'm like, that's a wild, like, psychological torture. Imagine doing that to a pet.
I mean, like, that's fair. You remember that John Money experiment, like, back in the day where, like, there was two twins and he just, like, decided to, like, I don't know if one was a hermaphrodite or not, but he just decided to raise one as a girl and one as a boy, but they both were boys. And then so, like, you're like, no, you're a girl. And then he, like, grew up with all this fucked up things, and then, like,
I'm totally unaware of this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. The John Money experiments.
That's awful.
Wild. Yeah, it was really wild. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it at that because it gets a little like
it gets hairy.
Yeah, it gets a little. But
what was the one? I don't want you to describe it because it's not good, not good content. But what was the one we were talking about where you had a book on kind of the horrendous atrocities of World War II, and it was something that Japan was doing.
Oh, the Ripper King.
Yeah, that's it.
Or Unit 731.
That's it. Unit 730. That's the one. That's the one. So don't look into that unless you want your day ruined.
Yeah, you can't see the top shelves, but yeah, I got a couple books on them. It's wild.
Oh my god.
People call it the Auschwitz of the East.
Oh, horrendous.
No, it's
so horrendous.
No, it's wild.
Because weren't you telling me? Go ahead. Sorry.
No. What were you gonna say before I say it?
Weren't you telling me that that's the reason why we know how much water is in the human body?
That, or like how we know how much pressure happens when like we get pressurized, like when like things happen, because they tested it. So like, do you know what a vivectomy is?
A vivectomy, that would be a vasectomy performed by Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Damn, that's so good. How'd you know that?
What is a vivectomy?
It's a live dissection.
No, I don't like that at all.
So they want to know how, like, if the bodies reacted differently, like when alive or dead, and how they would, So like, they perform regular vivectomies, and see the reason, like the way it happened was like, at first they were just doing it on prisoners. Like people that were like did crime, attacked people, this and that, and they're like, well, they deserve to be punished anyway, so fuck them. And then they ran out of prisoners, so they were like, let's just start fucking making everybody prisoners. And then like, God. Yeah, it got really wild really quick. But yeah, and the crazy thing is that like the whole shell front for the area in like Manchuria, that this crazy basically fucking human experiment concentration camp thing was a water purification like facility.
God, that's fucking crazy.
Because Shido Ishii, he's like he was the kind of mastermind behind it. He's the guy that created like this water filtration system like in Japan. He created that because of war, because like the Spanish War, like sicknesses and things is what destroy armies. And so he was like, well, how did we get it on? So he created this water filtration system. that like worked really well. So he's with the army, ended up going public and selling it to the public, all this other stuff, and then he was very much in the Japanese Imperial Army stuff. So he was like, Imperial Japan's the thing, So like, and it just kept kind of going, and so he was like, the emperor shall reign supreme, and he started, doing all the things. But yeah, it was wild.
That is crazy.
So like, I'm always like, I'm very anti-war. So like, I'm also like not a huge fan of like the Manhattan Project stuff and like the 2 nuclear warheads.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that Shido Ishii was doing was like he was chemical warfare. So what he was doing, he was with basically the bubonic plague. He like just infected a fuck ton of rats and fleas. Like he like put rats, tied them down with the disease, and had fleas festering on them. He attached them to a bunch of balloon things, and he was going to try to send them over to the U.S.
Oh my
And
God.
as like as the walls were closing in around the camp, he was like, "Send everything, fuck it, right? Like just send everything to the U.S. Like to try to get to it first." And then the second bomb dropped, and then he was like, "Oh fuck!" And then he said at first, because like the emperor like submits and says like, like we out, we're not doing this no more, kind of thing, like surrender. The emperor surrenders, and he's like, after the first bomb, and so he's like, fuck this, nah, fucking Imperial Japan, land of the rising sun, we rising. And so he's prepping the things to like shoot off all the bubonic plague rats and fleas and shit to the US. And then the second bomb drops, then he's like, oh fuck this shit, we can't deal with this. And so they stop it. So like, inadvertently, the second fucked up bomb, like the whole Hiroshima stuff, like actually stopped this crazy bubonic plague chemical warfare thing from him. So like, as fucked up as it is, like it stops something else that's extremely fucked up. So you're at this point, you're like, ooh, what's the lesser 2 evils kind of thing,
Yeah, that's one of the brutal things about considering on a macro level the nature of warfare, because objectively people are doing fucked up things, but are they preventing more fucked up things?
Yeah. And the thing that's funny too is that like the hero in that, and so in that whole that time, right, going into like the whole like Raven and King stuff, the hero of it was a Nazi. Yeah, so like for like during
Educate me, please.
So like during the whole Nanking stuff and the Raven Nanking and then going into that area of like in China, there was a Nazi doctor that was like, he was a Nazi, but he was still very much of the thing of like when Hitler was like old talks of like rebuilding Germany and kind of like we were destroyed by the treaties of World War One. We were destitute, like we were gonna bring back stronger Germany, all this stuff, and like all great and everything, like, and so everybody rallied behind him. He got stationed in Manchuria. So he got stationed in China and then King, and so has no idea that like after that the whole Holocaust started, and Hitler went crazy because of like the whole mess stuff, right? And so there's letters for him saying like, hey, Japan's supposed to be an ally and they're doing all this fucked up stuff. They're committing war crimes. It's not, you need to come and save these people. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's pleading to Hitler to like come help. Right. And it's because Japan's like fucking literally mutilating and raping people. Like I'm back. Like there was a ongoing contest of how much innocent people, like these 2 generals can kill. And they were like just advertising paper like, General fucking Japanese guy 1 was fucking killed 37 people this time. He killed 38. Tune in next week. You know, to be kind of shit. Like it's wild, right? And so like, brutal rape vans from like all the way to tiny children to women. Like they forced sons to rape mothers and vice versa, fathers to rape daughters, and like forced the monks. Like it's fucked up stuff. The hero, one of the main heroes, was this Nazi doctor, because he had no idea. He was just a doctor. He was had to be a Nazi because before Hitler went fucking crazy and all the stuff, whether that was his intention or not, he had supporters because like just to rebuild their country and all this other stuff. He got stationed in over there, and so all these atrocities are happening, and so he's doing his best to help the people in the community. So he's saving people through surgeries and doing all this shit, and he's like pleading and sending letters to the fucking Nazis to stop Japan from committing these war crimes. All the while, Hitler's committing all these fucking war crimes. Back home, he has no idea. And so it's crazy that one of the heroes of Nanking was a Nazi. He's a Nazi doctor.
Oh, that's so wild. The human experience is just a bizarre and fascinating thing.
Yep.
Holy shit.
It's insane, man. Like,
out of here, Nat.
It's completely wild. Like, his name was John Rabe, or Rabbit. He was a German businessman and a member of the Nazi Party who became a hero during the Nanking Massacre in 1937 by saving thousands of Chinese civilians. He established the Nanking Safety Zone, which sheltered approximately 250 Chinese people from the Imperial Japanese Army. Despite his Nazi affiliations, Rabe or Rabbe, I don't know, used his position to protect civilians and document the atrocities committed during the massacre. His actions earned him the title of the Living Buddha of Nanking among the Chinese population. And he was a Nazi. But again, because he was part of the party in 37, so it was before like the Holocaust went into full roar, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he had no idea that like that shit was going on back home.
Gosh. That's fascinating. And it's one of those things where I often think, given the current craziness in the world, if we fast forward 40 years, are people going to look at Palestine or Ukraine in the same way now? Like, why the fuck didn't you do anything?
The Ukraine one's hard because it's a proxy war. That one's kind of harder because it's just two superpowers using puppets to whatever, right? Like,
yeah,
that's a little harder. The Palestine one's interesting because, like, you have two sentiments, right? Like, the Jewish sentiment, at least, like, for, like, the more, like, Zionist sentiment is Jewish people were kicked out of all this other things. We were given this area, like, we were given back our homeland after the Holocaust and all this other kind of stuff, and, all those things. The other side is where, like, we've lived here for centuries. You're pushing us out. Like, it's just like, we'll give you this certain part of land, but then, like, you keep taking more kind of thing. And so you fight back. And so we tried to go diplomatically. And then because of that, extremists like, motherfuckers are too weak. We're going to save us. And so now you have these extreme types that are like taking the helm. And then the other side's like, well, see, they're extreme. You know what I mean? It's like, it goes back and forth, and it's one of these like convoluted things. That one's going to be interesting when the dust settles, because it's going to be like how much of which is true on either side. Because both are claiming war crimes and both are claiming this, and who knows, maybe both are right. But until we have the outside lens looking in, we're going to know exactly right. Like, I mean, like, we all have our dispositions of like what side we're on. Like, I'm pretty bold on one side that I think would be true, but like, it's going to be interesting in the sense of like when we actually have actual data.
Yeah. I was chuckling because I was like, do we want to go full Bearlitico? Do we want to have opinions on this?
I mean, like, I'll just say that my more statist Texas brethren, you tend to disagree with me on this one. But like, I'm just saying. But yeah, it's going to be interesting when like the dust settles, particularly with this one. But then again, it's like this region's been at war for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
It's a graveyard of empires, like, or
That's
not
true.
not specifically Palestine and stuff, but like the Middle East in general, right? Like Afghanistan and like
absolutely.
It's that graveyard of empires. Was it like Alexander the Great and beyond? Like empires fall there.
Ottomans, Mongolians, like absolutely.
Yeah, the U.S. sunk 20 years into there for nothing, and then like are flirting for more. Like, just telling you, man, empires fall.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Bless you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now you know what's a great book outside of all this shit is Musashi. It's one of the long
Book of Five Rings.
No. So Musashi, the book, is I guess like the dramatized version of the story of Miyamoto Musashi, the guy that wrote the Book of Five Rings.
Okay.
It's kind of like this dramatized version of his life.
Oh.
Fantastic fucking book. It's a long book. It's one of like the longest novels ever, especially in Japan. Fantastic. Like I fucking like literally shaped like part of the reason that shaped my moral compass, right? Like fantastic fucking book. Like absolutely amazing book.
Interesting.
The anime Vagabond.
Okay. Yeah.
Is
I'm aware of it.
based-
I haven't seen it.
Is based on the Musashi novel
Oh,
about
okay.
Miyamoto Musashi's life. Like, if you don't read the long ass book, because it's a long fucking book, great book though. The anime Vagabond is the anime of that story, and it's fucking great.
I remember. Okay. Is this no? This is something different. I remember in high school, I got the Tale of Genji.
Genji's great.
Yeah, and I thought that was like, at one point, I thought that was the longest book. Is it? No. Is it? No. Who knows? Anyway, I got it, and I got probably 300 pages in, and then I was in high school, and I lost interest. I just couldn't.
That's fair. That's really fair, though.
But now that I'm an adult, I'm kind of wondering, should I go back and try and finish that? I feel like I should. You know, another one that people say you should read that I've never finished? Anything by James Joyce. Like, have you ever finished Ulysses?
Yes, I have.
Shit. Okay. Do I do it? Should I?
I don't know, man. So, like, for like Western writing in general, like I think Ulysses is great, but I think if you have a general understanding and you read like later stuff, I think it's kind of just as good, if not better, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it's good. Like it's good source material too, because like once you read that and you read later things, you're like, oh shit, that's where you know what I mean? But like, I don't think it's anything that's like ground shattering, unless like you go to like, you know, like you were trying to go like complete history of everything. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of
all right. Give the people and me a must read. And absolutely, just every person should read this book. Give me one of those.
Ooh.
Whatever the first thing that pops in your head is. Don't feel like you have to rank it. Just give the peeps something that they should read. I have one right away if you want more time to think.
You tell me yours first.
Okay. This is good because this is a short, manageable book. I think every person should read Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse.
That's a good one. You know what? I it's not my favorite book, but it's a short book, and it's a fucking phenomenal book. And it kind of like it's like the whole like birthplace of like the whole like logos stuff, right? Like, um, I think a book that's worth reading because it kind of like tells like personal tales like in history and in struggle, and it kind of brings it into like modern, like I say modern, but like modern Western, like 80 years ago, but like what is Viktor Frankl's is it Man's Search for Meaning?
Ooh,
So are you familiar with Viktor Frankl?
I'm not. But I feel like you've mentioned this to me before, and I've written it down, and then I've never gotten around to reading it.
So Victor, I'm talking about the book is like this thick. It's fucking. It's not. It's a short book. It's a weekend read at most. But Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor, right? Like his whole entire family, like they lived well in Germany. They lived great. His whole entire family was either killed or lost, like by the Nazis going into concentration camps. Wife was killed in the concentration camp. Family is killed in concentration camp. He was basically like the only survivor, virtually the only survivor. Lived through the concentration camp, and then like after coming out, having nobody, lost everything. Like like he had a pretty privileged life before, lost everything. The love of his life was killed in front of him. His father, everything, everybody that he dear was murdered brutally. And so he came with this whole like logos stuff, like the logos, basically this mentality of like, one of the fours is like to like this to live is to suffer, right? To live is to suffer, to suffer is, to survive is to find meaning in the suffering. And so no matter at the lowest point of your life or how terrible something is, finding meaning within it is gonna like be your lifeline. And so there's this man that was like that went through, literally lost everything in the most brutal ways possible, came back on the other side, became like a therapist for like this whole logos therapy thing of like finding meaning within the lowest points of your life and going to a thing. And so like this whole book is like his story, the stories of like within the concentration camps, and then like how he applied it to just normal life after the fact. It is a short book. It's a phenomenal book. I think that's a must read for people because it's an easy read.
I like it. I'm fully on board with that. That's good homework.
Are you done with your beer? Or are you almost done with your beer?
I can be. I can be done very quickly.
I got like another 2 swigs.
Okay. Yep. Same.
Yeah. I ain't no rush of these swigs.
So, obviously, the smoothest transition possible is Dame Lillard. He's got his contract bought out by the Bucks. That's wild.
You know what's even crazier is that didn't the Spurs get 2 picks? Who did they get? They got somebody like really good recently.
The only pick I paid attention to was Dallas and Cooper Flag.
Fair.
But I have heard that the Spurs are on the top list for places LeBron might go.
I don't want him fucking the Spurs.
Yes, you do.
Nah,
if you're a Spurs fan, LeBron and Wemby would be fantastic because they're not giving up Castle for him.
That's fair.
You've got Castle, you've got LeBron. It probably like a small forward kind of role, and Wemby. If that happens, they're front runners for winning the chip.
Oh, for sure. Like, see, here's the thing. I will be a Mavericks fan before I'm a Spurs fan. It's heresy for Spurs people. I know, but fucking Dirk Nowitzki, bro, fuck off.
The other one, by the way, because you and I both love the Mavs, that is rumored is LeBron to the Mavs.
I will die
for no, don't get too crazy because it's not a bad trade for either side. It was for Clay, one of the first rounds in 2029 and Gaff. So you'd still have Kai, you'd still have AD, you'd have LeBron, you'd have PJ. That's a good fucking team. That could work.
That's fair. I don't give a fuck about Kai. I love Kai. When Kai went to the Mavs, I was insanely happy. I just fucking hate LeBron, to be honest.
I get that. That's fair.
It's like if Tom Brady went to like the Ravens or like Tom Brady went to the Cowboys, I'd be like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like,
so this is how Steelers fans are feeling right now with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I was the exact same way. I don't hate Aaron Rodgers though, so I'm fine with that. But for a Steelers fan, yeah, that's normal. You should hate Aaron Rodgers. So I get it. But I can't stand fucking LeBron. There's so much things about LeBron that I can't stand. I will, especially not. So I don't like LeBron for LeBron, but I also hate LeBron because of the fans. This whole like GOAT talk has always annoys me. But
who's the GOAT?
I would say I'm still thinking like Jordan's the GOAT. If you go talk about the new age GOAT, I think it has to be Kobe. And I hate Kobe. I'm not a huge fan of Kobe.
Very interesting.
I would say Kobe over LeBron.
For me, Kobe's not top 10.
Really? Interesting. So
not top 10.
As like holistically or just like as individual stats?
Across the board.
Really?
I don't think Kobe's top 10. I think Kobe's right there at like an 11, 12 kind of.
Who would you put over Kobe?
Who would I put over Kobe?
As the GOAT. So GOAT, we have to be like all encompassing, right? Like a kind of like the greatest.
100%. Okay. So who am I putting over Kobe? Jordan, LeBron,
Jordan, yeah.
Magic, Kareem, Hakeem, Shaq, Bird.
So you okay. So this is interesting too, right? So like, it's kind of fair because I think when I think of the GOAT, I don't think of like the legends. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So you're thinking more modern.
Because like when I think of like legends like Larry Bird, Kareem, like these motherfuckers are the people that shaped the sport, right? And so I don't factor them in to like the GOAT, right? You know what I mean? So that's actually interesting because I didn't. If I factor everybody in, maybe it might be different, right? I would say I think like Jordan's better than Kobe, and I think he was, especially anybody that says otherwise, like I think is fucking stupid, especially with like how brutal and how like physical and how difficult like how the Bulls were. Like
I will preface this for you and for everyone else that often, and I still believe this, I put someone above Jordan before LeBron even came into the league. I was always a huge proponent of Oscar Robertson. So Oscar Robertson, for those that don't know, played for the Cincinnati Royals way back in the day. And yes, part of this is because I'm a huge Cincinnati fan. But the main reason is this man averaged a triple-double in an era where it was not fucking possible. He also averaged a triple-double in an area where racism was so fucking commonplace. Every away game, this man was getting bombarded with slurs and insults that would make any modern day player just fucking cry and point at the fan and be like, get him ejected, get him ejected. Oscar Robertson was the embodiment, in my opinion, of an unselfish team player that exuded excellence in every category.
So I am tacitly aware of Oscar Robertson, right? Because of like just general fandoms.
So he was the first player that ever averaged a triple-double for a season. So until Russ did it, 7, 8 years ago, he was the only one that had ever done it. He has a ring. He got his ring. So it's not like he doesn't have a championship pedigree. But he was excellent across the board in all aspects of the game
So
in a way that no one else ever was.
So I won't deny that, especially because I don't know as much about him. In his division, how strong were the teams were at the time when he was playing?
This was the same era with like Russell, Wilt. So like yes, like if you're saying like, oh, they were plumbers and firefighters, if you have the JJ Redick mindset, yes. Was competition a little bit easier? Sure. But I think it's weird to punish people for because he had the same training, the same nutrition, the same advantage. Like it's not like he had a weird advantage.
Well, I would say
it's just it was product of the era.
Yeah, so I would say that, right? So like for me, the reason why I think Jordan's a GOAT is like not only of his work ethic and like all the crazy shit that he did and like how fucking dynamic he was like the league he was in at the time was extremely brutal.
If you want to talk about most impactful, it's Jordan. If you want to talk about greatest work ethic, him and Kobe are like a toss-up. I will entertain the argument for the Mamba mentality thing.
And here's the thing. I hate Kobe.
Me too.
I hate Kobe. And I think like my cousin, how I'm closest to, is basically like my brother loves Kobe. And I will talk shit about Kobe till I'm dead. Right? But with that being said, Kobe was fucking, you know what I mean? So the work ethic thing I'll give him, but the thing that I give over Kobe with Jordan is that like the competition for Jordan was way fucking harder than anything else, and he still dominated the way he did. Like around the time before like rules got changed a little bit, and before the time of like shit thing, like Jordan had some fucking bloodbath fucking matches, and he still came out supreme. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Okay. While I'm talking about this, can you try and look it up? Because I would like the people to see this. So here is, and again, for me, all time, Kobe's probably 11, 12. But if you're one of the people that has Kobe like top 3, this is the clip that, in my mind, makes it a legitimate argument. There's a clip somewhere of Kobe. It's an inbound play, and they're about to inbound the ball, and he like shoves it in his face like he's gonna chuck it, and Kobe does not flinch. The ball's like this fucking close to his face, and he's just like,
it's such a cold fucking clip, like video.
That is the most.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything in basketball that's ever been as cold as that, because he's just
because he doesn't give a fuck. Like literally doesn't move a fucking millimeter.
And to that point, if you have become competitive to the point that you can override your brain chemistry and not flinch when a fucking thing that's going to break your nose is like this far from your fucking face, yes, you deserve credit. So if you're asking me about like work ethic or brain power, sure. Kobe is, Kobe's probably number 1. It was incredible, his desire to be the best.
Yeah. Again, so like for me, I wouldn't put Kobe as a GOAT either, right? But like when I say the GOAT, like again, and it's kind of interesting. I've never thought about it like factoring in like the more like legends with everything. Because to me, it's like a different era to where like it's not even where like it's not where whether it's like you hit legendary status, you're not obtainable anymore, or like it's just a separate whole thing. I never even factored that, right? So I've never even thought about like fucking Bird, Johnson, or any of these other like the guys that like literally shaped the game around him. And whether you like Shaq or not, too, he literally shaped the game around him. Rules got changed in the NBA because of him.
Yeah,
you can say whatever the fuck you want about him, but like he literally shaped the NBA. You know, he's
100%. Shaq and Wilt, those two have defined the league.
Yeah.
Half of the rules in the NBA are because of Shaq and Wilt and how fucking insanely dominant they were.
You can say whatever the fuck you want about them, but it's true, right? So like you can hate them, whatever, but it's an undoubtable fact, right? So like one of my favorite things about Shaq is not Shaq; it's Ari Spears' impression of Shaq. It's so good. Sorry, I
cross-eyed every time.
Yeah. I just had to throw that out there, but so yeah, like when I think of this goat, like at least like in the public thing or like not the normie context, right? When I think about that, and I think of this whole thing, the fact that yes, LeBron's done a lot, and LeBron's everything, but like I don't think I don't think LeBron holds a candle to Kobe. I really don't, and I hate Kobe. I kind of don't. As a player, as an individual, you see both of them playing. I don't see it. And then like even to Jordan too, like so like LeBron's things, even when he was in the Sixers, like even everything, the battles to get his rings were nowhere near as crazy as like Jordan's were.
Man, so I totally disagree.
So because where was you?
Here's the thing. I don't think people that love Jordan remember how fucking good Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman
were. Which is
were.
true. Which is fair.
Scottie Pippen is so far and away in his prime better than Dwayne Wade. And Dennis Rodman is
insane,
miles fucking better than Chris Bosh.
Fair.
And like on the Cavs team that won, it was him and Kai. Like Kevin Love wasn't really involved. Kevin Love's a great player. I like Kevin Love a lot, but he was only really Kevin Love on the Timberwolves. And on the Lakers team, it was him and AD, and there was no third. So Jordan's supporting cast was fucking good. Steve Kerr was great.
True. Like, but my thing is like undeniably very true, but also like you have to look at the teams, the team's lineup, like the defense lineup of during the playoffs, like when Jordan won his rings, like they were also fucking killers too.
LeBron's first ring was Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook.
That one's fair too, but that was like that's why I separated like the whole Sixers thing, because I think the Sixers, I think like during that era of LeBron, I think because you had the biggest argument for him being the GOAT.
You don't think Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, and fucking Manu was good? You're a fucking Texas boy. That Spurs team was stacked.
But see, the thing with the Spurs thing is interesting because like that Spurs team was like always stacked.
Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson.
But also like, so when I kind of say my differentiating is more of like on the defensive side, right? Like because like Steph Curry and all them things.
There is no defense in the modern NBA. It doesn't exist.
Which is fair. So I guess that's where like the sticking point is, right? Because like back in the 90s there was more so of a thing.
Here's the thing. If you were allowed to ref games and play defense like you were in the 90s and 80s in the modern NBA, look at LeBron's frame. He's fucking bigger and more athletic than any of those fuckers. He would have worked if he was allowed to do what they were allowed to do. He would have been fine.
That's fair. I guess like for me, the thing is that like when you see some of the things with LeBron, especially when he kind of like he doesn't crash out, but when he kind of like, you know.
But that's that is because that gets results. He's competitive.
Yeah.
If you weren't allowed to whine the way you do now, I 100% agree. He whines so much.
Which is like the reason why I don't like LeBron is the same reason why I don't like Tom Brady. Even though they're both undoubtedly great. Is because they both fucking whine and all the other shit.
My favorite player, as you know, is Luka. He whines a fuck ton.
He does.
He has temper tantrums nonstop. But it's because that is what the league reacts to. It gets results. He gets more calls because of it. So I don't blame him for doing it.
It's fair. You're playing the game. I definitely I get that, right? So I guess to me, like for me, yeah, yeah,
It's fucking every NBA player now. It's fucking
Yeah.
soft. And
It's true.
if you're asking me, were the 80s and 90s objectively harder? 100%.
Yeah. And so
They're
that's
way tougher.
And so that's why I'm like, so when you talk about the GOAT thing, right? Are we talking about just stats? Are we talking about like all encompassing? I guess because like
Everything.
Because to me, like this whole like GOAT talk is always like cultural. You know what I mean? Like I think there's like this implicit thing where it kind of is that, right? And so to me, I think Jordan will kind of hold that torch always. I think the only one that got closest to it was Kobe because of the way he was. I think LeBron, and as much as I hate LeBron, LeBron's a fucking assassin. That guy's a fucking monster. And, you know, you made a fair point right now that I kind of really didn't think. LeBron is a beast. As much as I can not like the guy, it's kind of the same thing as Tom Brady. As much as I fucking hate the guy, you can't, like, okay, yeah, you're right. He is that. He would fare well in this. I think LeBron would fare well in the 90s. It's one of those of like how much is it him being like a whiny like kind of like bitch type thing, or is he just playing the fucking game and like using the rules to his advantage and he's just being smart?
Okay,
that's a good thing that I kind of like really don't factor in.
Here's my best example. Picture the 90s. Picture 2014 LeBron playing in the 90s. Playing in that era where the refs are reffing the way they ref against the Knicks. And he's backing down Patrick Ewing, who is a fucking gem. And I love Patrick Ewing. I've loved him since Georgetown. LeBron is backing down Patrick Ewing. And Patrick Ewing isn't going to do shit. He's stronger. He's more athletic. He's faster. It's going to happen. And I think it's purely a product of the way the league is now.
That's fair.
Because the other thing is Magic Johnson. If you put him in today's league, I think Magic is 40, 15, and 10 every fucking night. It's one of the things where like comparing eras is really hard because the refs do call the game way differently. And people play the game way differently.
Yeah, that's fair. Because when I think about it, because I'm much more comfortable like NFL. So when you think of like Ray Lewis or even like the Legion of Boom, half the shit they did is fucking illegal now.
Okay, so that perfect. If we want to switch this to NFL,
yeah,
picture Dick Butkus and the fucking 80s Bears in the same league that the 2000 Ravens were in. Like the Ravens 2000, don't get me wrong, I was in Maryland. I remember how fucking stacked that Ravens defense was. And I remember watching Trent fucking Dilfer win a Super Bowl. What? If you put the 80s Bears in that same league, they would have been undefeated. They would have been 17, whatever the undefeated record, 19-0, 20-0. Like the leagues have gotten softer, and understandably so, because they're trying to protect assets. I get it. I get they don't want these multi-million-dollar players getting fucking murdered. But man, like there's a lot of players now that I think a lot of people think, oh, it's a soft league now. They would have died back then. They would not have died back then. They would have just played differently.
Yeah, that's true. That's one of the things, admittedly, especially with the NBA, that I kind of like didn't think. I guess because I see, you just see the plays, see the games or whatever. You kind of just take them at face value. What I don't give is how much of that are they just playing the game, because they're playing the games within the parameter of what they're given, and so they're just being smart. As opposed to like being what they can actually capably do. Okay,
so prime example. Picture, so we already discussed, you and I are like a 3-year age gap.
Yeah.
LeBron and I are like a 3-year age gap the other way.
Yeah.
when I was in high school and LeBron got drafted, he did not appear 3 years older than me. LeBron, when he got drafted, looked fucking 20 years old. He looked 35 when he got drafted.
True.
Like, he came into the league.
I do remember when LeBron first started
man.
I do remember when LeBron came into like he was making waves. That's why I like separated like freaking Cleveland LeBron with like the LeBrons after, right? Like the later ones. Because it was different. I think like because during that era, especially when he was like making a name for himself, like I will give into the fact LeBron. So like with Kobe started making himself in what, like 2-3 years after, right? Like it kind of took a minute.
Kobe became Kobe after the lost championship to Detroit. After the three-peat and Shaq left, that's when Kobe became Kobe.
Yeah, so but even during the times, Kobe was still making waves, right? But Kobe became fucking Black Mamba after that.
Yeah.
But like Kobe was making waves. Like it took him like what, 2 years, right?
Yes.
Right, 2 years to start making waves or so. LeBron started making waves what, year 1?
Yeah.
Right, like instantly LeBron started making waves. Because I remember when like LeBron first came into the scene, everybody was like, "Oh fuck, this guy's fuck." You know what I mean? Like I put LeBron, like I'm not a fan of LeBron. I don't like LeBron, but I put him to like Tom Brady, where like I'm not a fan of Tom Brady. I don't like Tom Brady. He's a bitch. Like I hate the way he bitches about shit. But he's undeniably good.
Yeah.
You say he sucks, you're a fucking liar. I don't give a fuck what you think.
And that's a great like Tom Brady thing, because I hated Brady. I hated him. But his last Super Bowl on the Pats and the Super Bowl on the Bucks, I was just like,
undeniably good.
He's just fucking good. He's just
undeniably
hyper competitive and undeniably good.
You can say whatever the fuck you want about this individual, but he's undeniably fucking good. And that's how I always felt about LeBron. Was like I'm not a fan of LeBron. I hate Kobe, but I kind of hate Kobe more just because of my cousin. And like,
yeah.
To be fair, right? But LeBron was one where I would say LeBron's the NBA Tom Brady for me.
That's fair. That's a good equivalency.
Undeniably good. But
that's a very good equivalency.
Everything around him was like, oh, fuck this guy, you know? But that is one the fact that you brought up of like the bitching and this and that, like it's just playing the game. Like you're just playing within the parameters of the rules you're given now.
Yeah.
And so if you can put him in that time now, how would he thrive in the time of the 90s? Because like as much as I say things about LeBron, there are times when he's faced strong defenses and like I wouldn't say he crumbles, but like he bitches more. He does things right?
The block is the best play of his career by far. Put the block in that Game 7 Warriors series above anything, above any shot, above any dunk. It's the best play of his career. And that fucking chase down it's him as a career personified. He's fast, he's fucking big, and he has crazy IQ.
Yeah, I will say that you've successfully given Shine LeBron in a better light to me in this thing. I'll give you that term. I'm like, well, son of a bitch, you got a point. You know what I mean?
All right. And speaking of got a point, I think we've made a lot of good points. I think we're also approaching a 2-hour time frame.
Yeah.
What was your beer experience like tonight?
Here we go. B+. Oh shit. Texas Blood, you've started with an F. You now have a C. I will give you a C. And this motherfucker right here, technical skill set, you got a technical fucking A. You are a beautiful 90s era Scottie Pippen.
Speaking of A's.
Across the board?
A's across the board for Flying Monkeys. I don't remember for sure, but I feel like I feel like this was also an A. I feel like my 10.8 Beaver was also an A.
I think it should be an A.
And then I feel like our little beachy boy was like a C plus, B minus, kind of good but forgettable. So I think that's that.
I think we're good.
I think we should give him a salute to say bye. Howdy do, buckaroos. You just watched an episode of Two Bears with me, Old Icicle, and my best bud, Grizzlebizzle. If you watched this on YouTube or Rumble, you know what you could do? You could subscribe, you could like, you could comment. All of the above would be fantastic. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, go ahead and give us a follow. Give us a 5-star review so that we can keep entertaining you with bemusing little diddly diddles and salt licks and tumwater. Love you.